The Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retriever hails from Canada's East Coast. Now, this breed has a really interesting job for a sporting dog or a gun dog. What the Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retriever does is dance and frolic and run around the river's edge. Keep in mind, they kind of look like a fox, so their tail moving and them running about the river's edge, believe it or not, attracts duck and geese right to the river's edge. At that point, the hunter shoots the duck or the geese, the dog retrieves the fowl, and then dinner is served. The Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retriever is becoming a more popular pet here in Canada and around the world. So I thought there'd be nobody more appropriate to talk to than my friend Dallas Hodgins of Red Aero Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retrievers. Dallas is busy in tons of events with her dogs and knows a lot about the breed. So stay tuned and find out if the Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retriever could be the breed for you. Dallas, Carson and Brie are Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retrievers, which has to be the longest name of a dog breed there ever was. Is there anything we can call them for short?
So a lot of people refer to them as tollers instead. Make sure you're not saying trollers. A lot of people accidentally say trollers.
And they are the smallest retriever.
They are.
What do you think is making them be seen now as a very popular family pet? It seems as though I see a lot of young families getting them. Families with younger kids, teenagers, all that are just seeing them as great family pets.
Yeah, they're a very active breed. They definitely like being with their people. I think there's also been a lot more of them seen in the media lately as well. But yeah, you know, there's more breeders in the area. There's more young families wanting dogs and getting out with their dogs. So I think that's why they're a little bit more popular lately.
Dallas, you mentioned activity. If you could describe a perfect day for a toller, what would be a perfect day? Like if Carson and Brie were like, I'm planning the day, what are we doing today? Let's do it.
The perfect day would, at least for my tollers and most tollers, would probably include swimming. They love the water. They're a water breed. They're a retriever, obviously. It would also involve food, treats. The way to a retriever's heart is through their stomach. Lots of exercise, you know, walks, fetch, that kind of stuff. You know, they also love a good nap in the middle of the day too. But I would say good activity levels, good food, and some water would make a toller's day.
Nice, you would love that. Describe the toller's personality. They're beautiful to look at. They've got this striking red coat with white patches, but what's their personality like? What's the inside like?
So their personality, so whenever I have puppy people inquiring about puppies from me, I always make sure to tell them, first and foremost, although they are a retriever, they are not a golden retriever. They're a little bit different in that sense. Golden retrievers want to be everybody's best friend right off the bat, usually. Tollers sometimes can be a little bit more aloof, is used in the breed standard at first. So, you know, if they meet you and they realize you are a good person, they will be your best friend. But they're usually not going to go take off with a stranger, you know, as soon as they meet them. You know, they love their people. They're very loyal to their people. But if you have a ball or a treat, they'll become your best friend very quickly.
Love it. They're so beautiful. Are these the colors they come in, and what kind of coat care is required?
Yeah, so the color, you can get anything, like Brie's a little bit of a lighter color, anything from a light orange to a dark rich red. Usually also you'll see white markings on them, anywhere, face, feet, chest, tail. Tollers can also come in a sable color, so they can have a little bit of brown through their coat. You don't see that very often. And they can also come with a black nose, which a lot of people don't know as well. I don't find it super common in Ontario, but definitely down in the States you'll see more with black noses. Grooming wise, honestly, they're pretty low maintenance. And I say that I'm a groomer myself, so they're pretty low maintenance. They do shed, so that's something to keep in mind as well. But a good brush out, you know, just their nails and feet are the main things that need maintained, and then trimming their ears as well. If you don't trim their ears, they get this nice crimpy long ear hair, which some owners love it, and some, as soon as it starts getting crimpy, they trim that right off.
And a lot of people don't know that you can bring a dog that doesn't require a haircut to a professional groomer.
Correct.
For a nice bath and blowout. And that will help with shedding a lot in the house.
It helps a lot with shedding. So I actually have a lot of toller grooming clients. And yes, you know, as soon as you get that shampoo and conditioner into them and take a blow dryer to them, you'd be surprised at how much undercoat you get out of them. Tollers, they do shed year-round, 365 days a year. But the more often you keep up on top of brushing and, grooming and blow drying, it just helps in that scenario.
It does, doesn't it? Oh, so sweet. Now, you have a lot of experience and you have a lot of expertise on the breed. Who do you think should consider a toller as a pet?
I think the ideal toller owner is just somebody who's active and actually wants to put time, extra time into their dog. So someone who's going to take them to classes, somebody who wants to, say, get into agility or competitive obedience. Tollers do make good house pets, but if you don't get them out a lot during the week or, they spend 10 to 12 hours a day laying on the couch, they're going to start to drive you a little bit crazy. Tollers also love, I find, to be with their people. So, if you're someone who you're going out on hikes often, you're going to the park to play fetch or something like that, a toller is a good option in that sense. But they're definitely not a 24/7 lap dog. They do need that extra kind of work and effort put into them.
Wonderful. Dallas, can you tell us how we can get in touch with you to learn more about Red Aero Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retrievers?
So I have a website, redaerotollers.com. I'm also on the Ontario and the Canadian Toller Breed Club websites. I've got a Facebook page, an Instagram page. You can just look up Red Aero Tollers, and yeah, I post lots of pictures and videos, and I love taking pictures of my dogs, so that's usually what gets people's attention first and foremost.
Oh, yes. And you put a lot of work into your dogs, and that's why they're so great, because you really have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dallas, for being with us today.
Brie.
Thank you, Brie. Stealing the show. The Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retriever is an intelligent and active breed that could be the perfect pet for you if you lead an active lifestyle. Until next time, take good care of your dogs, and they'll take good care of you.